negro and a damn, I don't know,
¿Cómo estás?
pinto bean.
Okay.
Sí.
We're starting out in Spanish. Español for you guys. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien. ¿Y tú?
How are you going to speak for the other person?
Yeah.
Speaking for myself. I'm talking to myself. All right. What Spanish do you know, Jason? Go ahead.
I did the extent of it.
Okay.
I worked at Wendy's back in the day, and in Ohio, there's a lot of Hispanics that work at Wendy's. So whenever I had Spanish homework, they'd always take it out of my backpack and then make fun of how dumb Americans are as they're doing my homework. So I never actually learned Spanish because they did my homework for me. It was great. I got good.
It was good.
What up, Dadpool?
I mean, sorry. Hola, Dadpool. ¿Cómo estás?
What's up, Dadpool?
What you think of the new setup, bro? Huh? Nice
Doing
new
a little-
camera, huh?
Doing a little Spanish tonight. All right, Chris, say something in Spanish.
Tu madre sucia es un puta.
My mother is not a bitch.
I said your dirty mother is a bitch.
That's terrible.
Es un puta sucia, dirty bitch.
I'm
That's
Beth Hunting.
the extent of mine, and I got a 97 on my Regents.
You know whose mom is a bitch? Jason Voorhees.
I know whose mom's not a bitch.
Jason Voorhees.
Nicolas Cage.
Oh, I'm not going to talk about his mother. I have no beef with him. It's just him.
She's a saint. She brought that man into this world.
I wouldn't
Exactly.
sink that
World's
low.
gracious gift.
We should be praising Nicolas Cage's mother.
He should be studied by the aliens.
Everybody makes mistakes, you know. It happens. You talk to him or like him.
Everybody forgets to pull out every once in a while.
Yep. Whew.
That
Really
just got
quick,
awkward. Quiet.
No, I was gonna say let's dive into Vengeance 1 reviews because we didn't give our reviews last week. Completely forgot. So Juan.
Oh, hold on. I have said before that the Vengeance movies are some of my favorite fan films, period, of any type of fan film. It's up there with the Mortal Kombat fucking Machima one, Legacy. It's up there with some of the Assassin's Creeds and some of the Dragon Ball Z ones. I gave 7 a 7.5.
7.5.
Mm-hmm.
What about you for Vengeance 1?
I would give this one an 8. I like Vengeance 1 a lot. Like I said, Friday the 13th 6 is my favorite, and this is a continuation of that. So they've already got me. They've already got my money. I wish that I could give them more money.
I'm sure you can. Which I want to get these. I want to get these on Blu-ray, Vengeance 1 and 2, because I do not have these. So let a brother know where he can get these, please, because I need these. I do. And I'm gonna give this one. I'm with you as far as part 1 goes. I'm gonna give it an 8 as well. Just, I mean, we already said why on the previous episodes. If you guys didn't see that, go check out the previous episode. Just forgot to do the ratings. We were just so into it, plus with the interview part. So it was just, yeah, we just did them now. But oh, Chris,
Yeah.
you're saying that these are some of your favorites.
Yep.
From a lot of the fan films, which I know there's some we didn't get to yet, which we will be getting to, which are some great ones. But this being one of your favorites, like across the board of fan film, these 2 films, I should say. That's saying a lot.
It is. And it comes down to the same thing like we've been talking about, because we were fortunate enough to have Jason and Pete here. So we not only got some of that back understanding from like how it went for them to do it, but then we got to see the thought process behind it and the care and the passion they had behind it and the details that they kept, you know, the little Easter eggs and nuggets of the fans, that so much so that sometimes you got to go back and you got to realize just how many there are there. And then this one takes it up so much more in terms of quality, finish. There's so many things that I just loved about this, and it left me craving for more. So I do hope that their plans that they have and the things they're trying to do come to fruition. I hope that they end up getting, you know, a huge backer, somebody who can let them literally show the care and love that they did to the East for themselves and for their fans, to literally do it right for the actual franchise and the fandom of the franchise, because they will do an amazing job with the right people and the right money with them.
Yes, yes. And just really quick, speaking of Easter eggs, I actually jotted some of them down. Well, typed them down, I guess you would say, on my phone. They're not all in order, but like I was thinking of, and I'm like, I better put these down somewhere. I didn't have a pen and a paper near me. I was like, let me grab my phone before I forget them. So it's more of like a paying homage list, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a second.
I believe that Dadpool. I don't think it would have been in this. I didn't even bother to Google because I didn't want to see what came up, but I 1000%.
Icelandic Penis Museum.
It's funny because I had seen myself in my head playing this out earlier as I was watching the movie and got towards the end of it. I was waiting for the moment for you to ask me, because honestly, I just wanted to do this. That's what I wanted to do right there. I wanted to stand up. I just wanted to stand up and clap for them because it was fucking good.
Yeah, it was.
You made me nervous standing up right when we were talking about penises. I can't.
Penis museum.
I didn't even hear you guys talk about penises.
Like,
I'm sorry.
Like, penis museum.
I've just been wanting to do this on live.
No, right here, Dadpool's comment.
Did you know there's really an Icelandic penis museum? No, I didn't. 200 on display. So it's all ice sculptures of dick?
When they mentioned that in this movie, I didn't doubt it. I'm like, that's probably a real thing. I'm not going to Google it.
No, I'll just take your word for it. Take your word for it. That's all. The rest is none of my business. That's not, we don't need to be so damn nosy for everything. Oh, but anyway, so with the Easter eggs,
yeah,
which is why I really, really enjoyed this film and why I'm going to give the rating I give it when I give it. But from Friday the 13th Part 2, we had the Sackhead Jason.
Mm-hmm.
From Part 6, we had the RV. There were some kills in the RV. Yes, we didn't see them, but it was just paying homage to Part 6, of course. Also, the Gravekeeper. When Tommy Jarvis says, Jason's not in the grave, and the old dude says, do you think I'm a fart head? When the guy says his uncle so-and-so used to call him a fart head, I think his Uncle Martin. That was from Part 6. The guitar kill in Part 8. Pamela's head, the original. And then Hung with the Arrows, the original. Final Destination with the traffic jam and then the kills. But of course, it was different types of kills, but it was the kills. You have the Evil Dead book, of course, again, the Necronomicon. Mortal Kombat, Heart Pull. And then Friday the 13th, Part 3, the 3D letters at the end.
Okay.
And then Darcy Moss was in Part 5, I believe. If she wasn't in 5, she was in 6. But I believe she was in Part 5.
And the Necronomicon was also in Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got one.
Haddonfield mentioned again.
Yep.
I like that.
Yep. Lupin and Jason, which, we learned about or Lupin and Myers because we learned in Rose Blood.
I was going to say, does that kind of tie it with it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does.
Peter just messaged me, said it'll be on in about 10 minutes.
Nice. I'm pretty sure it does. We're going to be able to ask him.
I wonder if there's grand plans for this. Maybe not so much now because of all the stuff they had to go through making all these. But I wonder if there was plans to incorporate some of the Haddonfield references and some of the other references they had into a third movie.
I mean, Rose Blood had blatant. It was there. You know what I mean? So it's
let's really quick. Let's just jump into the ratings now so we don't forget again. Because I know how deep we're going to get into this. So, okay, going around, pull you guys up again. Start up to do Jason. Just ratings, no reason. Then we can dive into the reasons right after.
8.
8?
Yep.
Go ahead and say it.
That's That's how you fucking do it, boys and girls. That's how you make a fucking movie. That's how you make a movie that's dedicated to the fandom and dedicated to the story and the characters that you love, and you show your love and passion. Fucking 9 all day. It was clear. The cinematography was good. The lenses they chose, the lighting, the way they got certain shots. Fucking right.
All right. Everything he said, honestly, but the rating's going to be different.
Of course it is.
The rating is going to be
An 11.
a 10.
Nice.
And a huge reason, not only because the movie was so dope, but what also helped make this movie dope was all the fucking Easter eggs they had in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And which means, of course, it gets, again, shout out to Dadpool for creating this for me,
Nice.
the Sir Sturdy stamp of approval for sure. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say part 1 also gets this same stamp. Let's just double stamp them, because these two are some dope films, and I highly recommend them. I highly recommend them, guys.
Agreed.
Like these are deserved, even if you wanted to. Which real quick. Yes. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I was still up on screen, guys. I'm sorry. I apologize. I was
No, you're good.
passionate about it. Yes, the TCM with the bus. Yes, which makes me want to go back. I know we reviewed that earlier this year, like actually the month it came out, January, February. Which I do want to get on. Like after this whole thing and after the next thing, I think that's something I want to start doing. But for movies that drop to streaming, just start reviewing those like either that Tuesday
Right
or
away.
Way. I'll say that Tuesday or Thursday if there's no indie stuff going on. But if not, then definitely that Tuesday. Just to kind of get them in there, because it was fun doing that, like when the conversation was going. But anyway, back to this though, like again with the Easter eggs, and it was just like it was thrown in there to the point to where it was like they wanted you to see it, but again, you had to be a fan of the franchise, and as someone who had to watch it quite a few times and just see certain things, you're just like, oh wow. And then other horror movies in general, which I just always think is cool when they, again, like we said before, when they do that, and it continued with the story well. The kills were fucking awesome again.
Mm-hmm.
The fights were awesome again. And I that's why I gave it a 10. And that's why I gave it the stamp, guys. Like I just really freaking enjoyed this movie. And it made me want to see a third one.
Mm-hmm.
It made me want to see a third one.
Yes, he was, Dadpool.
I wish I had the comments so I could see them on my screen.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing too, is it would pull them in for you. Wait, you can't see them if you're on the restream screen, you should be able to see them.
Not when you go full screen.
Yeah, Vengeance 2 is definitely a really fun movie. Same here, man.
Bro, this thing,
Savage Beast.
absolutely, and that plays into it. But just the clarity in this video, they did so much detail work on things to choose how to get the lighting for certain shots right, like the lenses they chose. Like I can see it, like I know they fucking, like the amount of fucking work, and then in post, whoever did their fucking color grading and their editing and their chop, like bro.
Mm-hmm.
From an impact of a kill to a scene looking at something else like a beer case falling to the blood to him killing somebody else, like the pace was perfect, and every scene looked like it was all done together, and they did a great job making it seem like there's no editing issues, there's no color grading issues, everything is so crisp, so clean, and that plays into it because they're so well making it campy as well, but making it brutal and visceral, and also Jason, and then you having this music that they had to help complement it in all these different scenes and give that driving force behind the emotion or the suspense or the visceralness of his kill. They did a great job. They did a fucking phenomenal job with this.
Okay. Yeah, I liked Tommy Jarvis came in at the right moment too.
Perfect fucking moment. And then I just had to pull this up because look how good that mask is, man.
Mm-hmm.
Look how good that fucking mask is. That's really close to that's part 6. That's fucking part 6, if you ask me. That's awesome.
Yeah, I love the bag over the head element too.
Yes.
That made me so happy.
Yes. Yes. They just again
They
did
set
the
out to
fans
do
a service.
something and they nailed it.
They did the fans a service. And that's why I think it should be on. I mean, I get why, in a sense, why it can bother you with the whole fan film, but I think I can see why it can be an honor as well because it's like this is what we actually want to see.
Mm-hmm.
And you gave it to us.
Yeah, I don't understand that mentality and you know, saying, "Oh, it's just a fan film." Yes, most of them are lower quality, but yes, as long as the context is good, the writing is good, or the people in it are good, it really doesn't matter if you have a fucking clear camera or not. As long
Yeah.
as you can see it and get the story across, and if it's a good story and things are good with pacing, your sound is all right.
Yeah.
It's gonna compensate for itself. Good is always gonna be good.
And on top of that, a lot of times when they're that good to where it's like it's literally just a finance thing, that's when they do the Indiegogo so where they can get the better equipment. Or they do what they gotta do or make money or how they gotta make money to get that better equipment. And then you see them with that better equipment telling that same story.
Mm.
And you're like, oh shit.
You know, on the
One of the
opposite end,
things-
you sorry, Jay.
One of the things I like about this movie and Roseblood too is a lot of the horror movies in the 80s sequels, they didn't have a lot of continuity.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that we have Friday the 13th 4 through 6, Vengeance, Vengeance 2, and now we have continuity with 7 connecting it to all these other movies because 7, 8, 9 and Jason X, there is no continuity between those 4 movies at all, except for, you know, Kane Hodder's playing Jason. But thanks to Roseblood, we now have some continuity between those 4 movies, and that's what I like about these fan films is it's creating continuity. Like the biggest continuity issues, Nightmare on Elm Street. I hope people make some fan films connecting that. But like, I really dug these films because they just continued the continuity. That's why the Jason or the Tommy Jarvis story was always my favorite because it's the only continuity we had in those movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
The cameos were perfect in this as well. Tamara Glenn from Halloween referencing Haddonfield.
Part 5,
Darcy from The Last Drive-In. Loved it.
Yeah.
Is my TV?
Yeah, you're
Screen-
glitching.
What the fuck, guy?
I
I just took off. I had this other camera. Where is it? This thing is like $500. This thing, right? I had it on last time we're on, and it was so like crappy and pixelated. My buddy's like, "Oh, you got to mess with the light."
Settings and stuff, yeah.
Let me I don't know. Maybe back off. Let me log out and I'll log back in. Let me try
Okay.
that.
I can just
All
put
right,
you
sorry.
backstage. You don't even have to log out. I can just do this.
But yeah, I love that we're creating continuity with these movies, and I really hope that some fans can do that with Nightmare on Elm Street because that'd make me so happy.
Now listen, there is
Yep.
some fan films
There are some decent
out
ones.
there, and you know what, guys? I got a surprise that's coming out. This one I'm gonna let you guys know. I'm not letting you guys know what's coming out next, but like when we get back to the wheels, I did find some fan films over on YouTube that I'm throwing together. So from there on out, as long as we can keep this fan film and indie wheel full, Thursdays are going to be strictly like indie. Thursdays going to be strictly indie.
I'm telling you right now, if you do not invite me on for the Dylan's New Nightmare fan film, I will scream.
Well, Jason, I tell you this all the time. The door is always open for you, my friend.
Good, I'll be there.
There you go.
I want a sequel to Nightmare on Elm Street too. Okay, I'm taking us down a rabbit hole. But yes, no, I love Vengeance because it continued my favorite stories.
And that's literally the point he made, and I think is like why it works so well, and they did so good with the details because they were filling the holes. You know what I mean? It's already there. The universe is there, but they said, "Hey, let's elaborate on this. Let's expand it, and let's build it all together and bring it all in and make it all part of it." So there's you can't deny that this is a goddamn F-13. So
Aaron, oh, thanks, man. Thank you. That means a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Yep.
Aaron, just so you know, I jumped out and went on StreamYard, and I'm fine.
That's odd.
I took the USB out, put it back in. I went on StreamYard, it was fine, but I just messed with it anyways. I mean, I am in a USB hub, but so was the other camera. Yes, the other day. So I don't
What
know.
if you switch cameras?
Well, I did switch camera. The other cameras. Did you see how bad I was the other day?
I don't remember, to be honest.
Oh, it was just you have no idea, bro, how mad I get. I pay let's say you're going to buy something and it's $200 and that's what works. I'll buy the $1,000 one. And the reason why I'll buy it because I don't want this fucking shit to happen. I want no excuses, because no matter what, it's my fault. That's how I see things in life. And here we are. And the other one didn't work, and now this fucking thing's. But I went on StreamYard and I went on another one and it OBS and it didn't do it. It's weird. Yeah. Let me try one more time. Hold on. Maybe I'll switch back to the shit camera, even though it's the more expensive one. kick me out for a second.
Yep.
Yep.
That's awesome, Dadpool. You're gonna have to message me at 3GeeksJ and hit me up.
You know what, Dadpool? Drop that right in the Horror Search 30 group when you get a chance.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Jason's over there trying to keep secrets from me. Let's put it out there so we can all see it.
I like this movie a lot. Especially, he wasn't lying when he said the second half of this movie just runs. And I want to see more Elias Voorhees. I hope that the Crystal Lake show touches on him a little bit, since it is a quote unquote a prequel.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I didn't care.
You didn't care?
No, the Elias thing, like, it was like a different direction because, you know, we're used to the mom situation, and everybody's, I'm sure at some point was always like, well, what happened to the dad? Who knows? He was in a car accident, he fucking died. He got drunk one night, never came back home. He went for milk. Who fucking cares? Jason's still drowned. He comes back. He kills because his mom dies. We don't need to know about the dad.
I'm not mad about it, though. I thought it was pretty cool that they added him in.
Yeah, no, I'm not mad that they did. It just gives you a whole nother thing, like I said. But
yeah,
it just wasn't something I absolutely needed in my life. It was just, I'm just now glad that they did it because now it just gave me something else.
Something you didn't know you might have wanted. Maybe
yeah,
not
exactly.
needed, wanted. You're just like, oh, shit.
Exactly.
Wow.
There's a lot of things I want now after watching these movies. These last 3 movies is I want a Halloween Friday the 13th crossover.
They do have, I seen one on YouTube, which I'm gonna have to bring that out. You know, we'll bring that out.
Make a movie called Halloween the 13th, and don't even bring Michael Myers. Just have Jason Voorhees portrait of the people of Haddonfield.
Like on the 1 year, on one certain time that it was Friday the 13th, or well, no, it can't be Halloween on Friday the 13th. Never mind.
Halloween the 13th.
Stupidest thing I ever said.
Jason terrorizes Haddonfield. No Michael Myers. Let Jason destroy that town. Bring back Jamie Lee Curtis. Let's go.
See, what happened was because the MCU's timeline rift and shit, Michael ended up in a Friday the 13th fucking realm, and he was mad that it wasn't him that was the evil one killing, and it didn't happen on Halloween. It was the reverse, so he goes after Jason of that timeline. Boom. Thank you, good sir.
And my wife posted the group. If you are not in the Horror Search 30 group, go ahead and jump on in.
Yeah, yurt.
But man, this shit was just awesome. This shit was just awesome. Like, and this made these movies. I'll say these past, well, because I've seen all 4 of them now. These past 4 movies is what made me really push the whole. Fuck it, call it October the 13th. There you go. What's good, Matt? If you're free, I know you've seen Vengeance 2 probably like 47 times. I can easily send you a link. You let me know.
I really had fun with this. I really did.
Yeah. Yeah. Like they did more than you expected. They did more than you expected.
And I'll be honest with you. I think I was a little, by the end of this one, I was a little bit more excited and a little bit more like yes than. I'm trying to think if I recall being that excited watching any of the actual original franchise. Now, don't get me wrong. I like the original franchise and it's classic, but I don't ever remember me being hyped. Like, and the pace of those kills and everything that was happening. Like, I was glued and I was like, oh shit. Oh shit. I was like, okay. Like, I really had a good time with it. There you go. You got to just turn down your brightness a little bit, bring up your contrast slightly.
Oh, so this $500 camera doesn't fucking have that. And that's what I said to my boy. He goes, "Oh, you got to download this program, go in OBS, set the settings through OBS, then download this program again. Then when you go live, it has this." I'm like, "Yeah, right." Now, I couldn't get back on because this $500 mouse and keyboard that's brand new doesn't fucking work. And every like 5 minutes, it shuts off. And we don't know why. We can't figure it out. So, bro, I'm about to punch every one of you motherfuckers through the goddamn TV for no reason. But I'm okay now. But I just want to say thanks so much for what I'm hearing. You guys really love it, and you're saying canon and stuff. So, did you talk to Brooks? Should I grab him?
I sent him the link. I talked to him a little bit. Well, actually, I didn't talk to him too much earlier. I did send him the link. I don't know if he's busy or not, though.
Did anyone catch the Wilhelm scream? No. I did not.
I did not.
So where did we leave off?
Matt said he loved Roseblood.
Do you have a light on in front of you, Jason?
Peter?
I'm sorry, Peter. Yeah.
No, just the computer monitor.
Okay.
And it's pretty dark in here.
Yeah.
It just looks super light. See, like if I go like that, that's really how dark it is in my room.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has like its
ISO
own
on
little
that
light thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Can you adjust it down a little bit or anything, or no?
Say again?
Can you adjust that down a little bit or no?
There's no adjusting on the camera. Zero. On this other one there was. On the little shit one, it doesn't work on this thing. Bro, I tell you, it just drives me crazy. Let me see if I can get Brooks. So, sorry, where did we leave off? You guys watched the movie last night or the night before?
I literally just got done right before I hit fucking live.
I couldn't wait. I watched it yesterday.
What did so Jason? What give me like a 1 through 10? I think it's way better than 1. What do you think?
I would say I give it about an 8. I was just telling the guys, like you said, continuity. One of the things I like about this and Roseblood is, especially Roseblood, Jason, Friday the 13th, 7, 8, 9, and 10 have no continuity between the movie except for Kane. You created continuity between those movies by connecting them. And I really, really like that. And with Vengeance, I like the fact that he continued the only continuity we really had in Friday the 13th, which was Tommy Jarvis. I'm glad that we got to see that all the way through. So, yeah, I'm really digging these fan films.
Thanks.
And I hate calling them that.
I love when people say that. Yeah. There he is.
What's up?
Sir. Hello.
Hello. Sorry we're a little bit late. We got caught up. We have our first makeup line launch just happened, so it was a little bit chaotic, but yeah.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right.
Hey, is the Roseblood thing still in there, Jason?
That was not released yet.
Okay. All right.
Coming.
All right. These guys were, I mean, they can go on, but they were saying that they love that it's basically canon. They love the continuity. And Jason Taylor just said he liked it better than 1. Correct, Jason?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, thank you so much.
Especially like you said, the last 45 minutes or so, it's balls to the wall.
Oh yeah, it hits the halfway mark and it just runs.
Thank you for letting me know about the Penis Museum. I did not Google after to find out if it was a real thing. I didn't care, but somebody in our chat did say it was real.
What he did do was play in a trick. He already got his tickets.
Oh yeah.
Going with him.
A lot of people said that. A lot of people said they're going to go out just to go see it. It's an excuse to go to Iceland. So, but
imagine that somebody's in the museum. I know this dick.
Right.
Oh man,
that's awesome.
What about Worstdam? What'd you think?
I think this is like a swan song of movie making from your guys' perspective, like the attention to detail. I was going on about the lighting, the choice and framing of the fucking scenes. I was talking about the music you use, the post-production. It fucking blew my mind how detail-oriented it was and how great this is. And there's some movies that are big blockbuster movies that are kind of on par with the like final cut that you got out of this thing. And I was just telling them also, the last thing I said was, I now am trying to think back, and I don't remember watching any of the original franchise and being hyped as I'm watching it. I fucking love this part too. I fucking love this part too. Like, I stood up, I clapped, like I could not wait for Sturdy to ask me the fucking question. Because when it comes to film photography, audio, when it comes to like cinematography and framing things and trying to get the best shot, I can just know I can appreciate it. I know how hard that is, and I know it takes certain people with patience and the time on their hands to do it. And chef's kiss to it.
Jason, I got to ask you real quick before we get to Sturdy. Did you, I know that you said it'd probably be a little while before you make another film like this, but when you were making 1 and 2, like in the back of your mind, did you have an idea for a Halloween crossover?
No.
Okay.
I mean, we entertained a couple of, we want to put some Easter eggs in and do a couple things, but, we wanted to, in the end, kind of stay true to the source material of what we're actually doing here, and being a sequel to part 6, we were already introducing the Book of the Dead, and a couple other elements of, Elias Voorhees. So we don't want to just shotgun approach and throw everything into the sink, so but having, Tamara Glenn on in part 2 from Halloween 5, I wanted to make some kind of call out. She chose to wear the red shirt to pay homage to her character from Halloween 5. And then I didn't want to go too far. So we just put the Haddonfield comment in there just because if you know, and otherwise if you don't, then we're not shoving it in your face.
I like to go all the way shoving it in your face. Jason's more subtle than me. Although the Elias taking Jason out of the lake is ballsy. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, there's a big gap, right? And, Jason drowned, the body was never found. Why? But yet here he is alive, and having Elias go and find his body and bring him back. It's almost like Pet Cemetery.
Honestly, I think that gap helps it though, because again, like you're saying, you don't know, there's nothing in between. Now you put that in between, and people are like, okay, cool. They either accept it or they don't. But I'm like, why wouldn't you accept it? Because nothing happened. At least something's happening, and it's tying into the movie. It'd be different, like if you just showed that happen and then didn't explain it at all. Just left. You just put that there. Some dude put Jason on the beach that just left, and then they're like, what the fuck was that?
And I believe it too, because I believe that it wasn't Pamela that pulled him out of the lake. Like, that makes sense, because in 1, she definitely was very upset that he was no longer there. So,
and it gives Elias some relevancy and some tie into Jason's story and the history of everything, and purpose too.
And how he's not super old.
Yeah. I mean, and then Elias having multiple death certificates, so he's been playing with this whole Book of the Dead thing for a while. So, something more to it.
The sins of our father.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely added more in. For me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, the Easter eggs just did so much, because I was like, oh shit, I'm actually catching them all this time. I was catching them, and then I'm like, wow. And then they make it tie, as well as you guys made everything tie in. And we were talking about the mask earlier, how well that mask looks. I was like, this movie's a 10. This was just too good.
Oh, dude, thank you so much.
Thanks.
As the movie's going off, when it shows that last scene, I'm like, I wish it was a fucking part 3. I wish it was a part 3. Even if part 3 was the one to just wrap it up. But
that's pretty wrapped up, Put a nice bow on it.
I was still waiting for the hand to come up. Waiting for the hand to come up.
We did have an alternate ending that we were going to put in the post credit scenes, and it had basically Tom McLaughlin as the gravekeeper walking with a wheelbarrow. It's going to be in the Blu-ray DVD deleted scenes, but walking with a wheelbarrow and seeing that the grave was dug up, already gone, and then he looks over and Jason stands up, turns around wearing that new mask from the Part 5 concept one, and then the dead Pamela Voorhees, contortionist was coming out and puts the hand on the shoulder and like, that's my special boy, and cut to black.
Oh my
God. Yo!
Can I get some credit for the hand, Jason?
You
can. I
can.
get some credit?
That's Peter. Yeah.
and then they shot it. He didn't even tell. Like, I wasn't there when they shot the contortionist thing. And then he's like, it didn't work. I agree though. The other ending's way better. But I definitely want to see that.
Me too.
Yeah, and the thing is, we had a makeup artist who was going to come in with full body paint and all his prosthetics and stuff, and then it didn't happen. And so Naomi and I spent like 5 hours body painting this amazing contortionist actress, Emma Weber, and she sat through the whole thing. We did some out of kit stuff, and we got out there. We had the costume, the wardrobe, everything, but then it just looked flat, and you could kind of tell it was like a 20-something young woman. The body, it just didn't have the texture we needed, and
we didn't have any prosthetics to add to it, so it was just paint, and it Didn't look the way we wanted.
So at the end of the day, I was like, I don't want to take away from what we just experienced to get down here and blow it with, you know, bad makeup or bad effects that we just kind of did. So, this is Naomi Reacher Miller, lead makeup effects, special effects artist for the movie.
Shit, really?
Significant other, yeah.
Wow.
So
that amazing work.
Thank you.
Amazing work.
Yep.
And Jason, I'm pretty mad that you had a 20-year-old very skinny girl on set, and you didn't have me come that day because you know me. You know I like the skinny ones.
Yeah, you know.
That was on purpose.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was probably on purpose.
We're like, we got to get this movie out, so let's make sure we work.
Pete's not allowed.
I mean, to be fair, our entire cast is gorgeous. I think you know, everyone's just got lucky and a lot of beautiful people.
Especially the girls who are now older are amazing for their age. Just amazing.
Yeah, Sanaya, Kelly, they're beautiful people. Ruby, Darcy.
Yeah.
We got Tamara, all these amazing women. So
I got a question. What's it like approaching an actress or actor for a nude scene?
I don't know. Ask him.
Yeah.
He's the king of that.
Yeah, we work a lot with special effects, so we work around that a lot. I used to do a lot of boudoir photography like 20-something years ago as well. So I'm not shy about, I mean, obviously I'm Louis with my dick out the whole, you know, in the museum. So I'm not shy around that stuff. But when you approach an actress, you kind of have to know your audience also. Like, have they done it before? Do you think they'd be comfortable? And just kind of a private conversation way ahead of time. Kind of explain like, hey, you know, this particular scene, we'd also put it in the description when you're casting to say this scene does require nudity, toplessness, or full nudity, whatever. Okay. And then you, once they agree and you get them cast, you have that secondary conversation to say, hey, you know, are you willing? You're able, and you know, here's what it is. Here's what's going to be. It's going to be a closed set. These people will be there. These people won't, and all that. But when it comes to Diana Prince, for like the morgue scene, we've been friends for a long time, and I was like, hey, you know, do you want to come back on screen, be a naked dead body next to me? We'll both be naked in the morgue together, and that's what it is. And she's like, yeah, I'd love to. So we'll do a bunch of gross makeup on you, because we missed out on doing that with her the first one, so she was looking forward to coming back.
Nice.
Do that. So
I didn't even get to see her naked because I got these goddamn white contacts in, and
again,
I'm blind the whole time. They're walking my hands around. I didn't even see any of it. What the fuck?
How do you rip apart a guy's skull that big? I thought that was
The funny thing is, he Marcos me. It's like a FaceTime app one day. He's like, hey, man, can we make fun of your head? I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, go ahead, man. Put it in.
Just want to give you the respect to say, nah, you know, but.
Yeah, no, it's all right. You know me, I'll get mad for you not asking.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you guys know? I don't know if you knew this too. The little boy that sacked Jason, that's Steve Dash's grandson.
Oh wow.
Yeah. We got him on set or Jason got him on set with the whole family. Naomi's the one who did the makeup on him for all those hours you were talking about the other day.
Yeah. He was incredible. He was like, what, 15, 16? And he sat through 4 or 5 hours of prosthetic makeup like a champ. Like, better than some adults. He was just phenomenal.
And that was something I knew I wanted to do. And I didn't know if you guys already covered that before I got on, but I knew I wanted to have him on there because when I was working with Steve Dash before he passed away at his house, he loved his grandkids like more than life, and would always talk about them. He's very much a family man, and David was Steve's biggest fan, and he was a big Vengeance fan. And David was like, I'd love to follow my grandfather's footsteps, but I'm too short. I'm never going to be that tall. Jason's now or like over 6 foot tall. And so I'll never have that opportunity. And that just kind of sat with me. It was a little bit sad, like how passionate he was, how much support, how much he loved his grandfather, how much and so when I was talking about this flashback, I was like, I have to get David to play Jason, to play young Jason, because that's the time he can do it. And it'll work. And so I reached out to his mom, Sandy, and said, hey, here's what I'm thinking. Would you guys want to do that? And they were like, oh my God, that would be incredible. Absolutely. So it was really amazing. And getting him in that costume, we tried to get as accurate as we could, get in the overalls and that sack. And as we did that, everyone there in that moment, once we put the sack on his head, there was not a dry eye on set. It was very emotional moment for the family, for the crew. It was a very wonderful moment.
His daughter is Steve's daughter is Sandy. So Sandy's there with her significant other, and then all of us around. And as soon as he puts this, I'm getting goosebumps, bro. As soon as he puts the sack on, Sandy starts to cry to remember her father. And then everybody just got like weepy eyed. It was, I'm getting goosebumps again, man. It was like a moment that it blow your mind, dude. It was just something, you knew that Jason did something special, like by bringing them there, putting him in the sack and paying. And then when he lifts the machete up, holy cow, dude, that was like the best, one of the best moments of my life.
When he turned to the camera and you see that eye, and we all saw Steve's eye in there. And,
that's great, dude.
That's awesome. That's like this movie was meant to be, man. This movie was meant to be. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it definitely was. It definitely.
That was like maybe I'm putting words in your mouth, Jason, but that was like Jason's way of saying thank you to the family for Steve. It was like an homage.
Oh yeah, and I also always wanted to have that funeral eulogy at the end. That was paying tribute to Steve and to Steve's character. So it had this kind of duality where it paid homage to both at the same time, and then bookends the movie. Because he was such a huge supporter of us in the film. It was his last film, and it was just, Steve meant a lot to us. So
yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah. Also, some amazing acting by Naomi sitting in a chair during the eulogy for about a second.
Yeah,
you can
good job. Yeah,
and
I'm in there.
And Naomi also played young Jason in a couple scenes when David had to go home.
I did.
So we had to film it on 2 different days. So I'm actually the one dressed as Elias putting the sack on David's head. But then when CJ was in town, we didn't have David. So CJ is putting the mask on Naomi.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool too, though.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool too, though.
I'll tell you, every time the past few episodes we've had, me and Sturdy will have conversations either after or the next day or something, or I'll text him like after the show, it's over. It's like 45 minutes later. I'm like, man, like this is good. Like this was really good. He's like, bro, I'm telling you, this is so great. Like all this stuff, like you guys did awesome. You guys did really good.
Thank you. Really, I mean, it means so much to us because it is a lot of time and work.
We end up going, we need to do something. We really need to do something. We need to create something.
Let's try something.
Like we got to shoot something.
You know, and I love that means like more to me than almost anything because I'm that way. If I see something that I really like, a movie or anything like that, and it inspires me to make something, not to copy what they're doing or anything, but just like it makes me feel creative. That's like my biggest compliment I feel for a movie is it made me feel creative and it made me feel like I want to do something. So you saying that that means the world.
Hey man, I hit my buddy up. I have his $700 camera sitting in front of me, and that's why my shit's so clear right now. So I'm getting ready. The content's about to flow. Nice. I appreciate it. I definitely do because I needed a little kick. I was getting there, but something just wasn't letting me get that final off to go. And so far, these last few podcasts have been part of that catalyst.
Just my advice: just do it.
Like, why
Jason
not?
Tell you, just like I'm going to do it one day, and you write, and then you call somebody. Hey, do you want to be an actor? You just get that wheel going, and it'll just go from there.
That's it. Momentum. It builds. 100%. It's a snowball. Hey, where can I get replicas of the Jason Hood and mask from Vengeance? Is it available?
Marcio.
The mask, Marcio Charlie. Was it Horror Costume Studios?
I think so. Nice.
Yeah. So he's that. The mask itself, you can go to fiberglassmasks.com. They're making them. And then, some of the backers who supported the film, they had them there as well. So I don't think there's any of them left in our current Indiegogo, but
no. Yeah, Dadpool, fiberglassmask.com. You can get both versions of Rosebud, and you can get several versions of Vengeance 1 and Vengeance 2 on his site. We worked out a deal with them.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. My son's the one who made all the stunt masks in the first one. A guy named Brian Hargrave made the original hero. Then my son made all the plastic stunt ones after that. And then for Vengeance 2, my son made all of those. So he's burned out. He's like, Dad, I'm done. I've made 75 fucking masks. I'm over it. So yeah, but fiberglass masks, can't go wrong there.
No,
that's so
and
cool.
they're super thick. They're fiberglass. Like the Rosebud one, I know what's the original one, Jason? It's plastic 62 or 06. There's some name for what the plastic is and all the regular masks.
Oh, the ABS plastic.
Yeah, but there's a number to it if you get crazy. But you couldn't have made the Roseblood one with that, because if you hold the Roseblood one, you could take your fingernail and put it in the crack because it's so thick, the fiberglass. But if you did that to a regular mask, you'd cut it in half. So, and I just all my like 90% of my masks are that guy. They're crazy expensive, but they're just so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. So let's say part 6 had Italian leather with a certain lock, whatever. That's what's on the mask. If it's straps, it's straps. If it's leather with belts, it's the whatever it was is what he does.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Does a damn good job.
Yeah, he's my favorite.
Sturdy was just saying before how much he loved this mask in this one.
Yeah. I said
Oh, thank you.
that excellent job. Just everything about it. Again, the look, the attitude of Jason. This one definitely more aggressive than in the first one, which I love.
Yeah. And I wanted to have a different look for Jason in this one than Vengeance 1 and make it a little bit more angry and mean and darker.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, that's where the fire scene came from. I was like, well, how can I evolve this costume and do something to it without having a major battle in the front? And I was like, oh, well, just have him kill Paul Taylor, Pinhead, in the fire, you know, and then it'll burn and we'll do a cool fire stunt and then have it burn up the costume, make the mask a little bit darker with the soot. And so that's how we came up with that.
And that's another thing. We never talk about this, but how many fan film Jasons do daytime killing like that? Not too many, because their Jason just doesn't look that good. But Jason's costume is insane with the tendons and all the shit going on in there. And in the daytime, he looks just as scary, which is very, very hard to do because you can't hide anything.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Jason, I found the video of I got to put it up, of you throwing the stop sign.
Yeah.
I filmed it with my camera. I don't know if you remember, it was on behind the scenes somewhere or something. Someone's like, oh, you guys, you got closer and threw the stop sign. I said, no, he threw it from the hill. And like, someone's like, there's no way he could have done it. I'm like, I was right there, bro. I seen him throw the stop. Would you throw it like 50, 40 feet, 30 feet?
Well, I mean, that's how close the car was. I had to throw it that far, right?
Yeah, at least in the air, which is impressive. And you can't see shit. It was pretty impressive.
No, I didn't know that was an issue that people had.
Yeah, some guy, he didn't believe that you really did it. I'm like, I'm not lying, dude. I was right there.
Really?
You threw it. Yeah. So
how long did it take you guys to film this one?
This one was 18 days.
Yeah.
18 days of principal. Then we had another couple days of.
Well, it was like 14 of principal.
Oh, okay.
And then 18 total.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. So
Something
about
like
18.
Gotcha. And on location, like where were you? Because some of the scenery and some of these like the sunrises and the cars driving through the hills with the trees and the way the light was coming through. I'm telling you, like I'm in love with the cinematography on this one. Like I'm.
Oh, thank you. Most of that was done on our producer's property, Sean Lutzis. Him and his amazing, beautiful family have been kind enough to let us film a lot of stuff and tear their shit up.
Nice.
And so we've done that. The church was on his property. He built that. Well, that was the original cabin from the first movie. And then we took that thing and we made it a cabin. Then we also turned it into the redneck, stoner house. And we changed that into something else. And then we went and I was like, I want something different. So I was like, can we just make it a church? And I created a little bit of a design, a blueprint, and Sean's team went and just built that for us. And so
two things on that too. It was also Roseblood wise. It's when the girl gets cut in half. That's in there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
when Jason falls through the wall into the vortex. That was in there.
And then we also want to stab Brent Edgett.
Yeah, that's true there. But Jason is just phenomenal. The way he painted it and dressed it was amazing. And then I think it was your idea, Jason, to get like the colored glass from like church glass, and then Sean went out and got it and they put it in and they shot a red light through one and a blue through another, and man, that it just looked amazing. Like you were saying, Worst Damn, it was just different level.
Yeah, it was all set design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could definitely tell that there was a lot of passion put into this movie. It wasn't just like, we're going to make a movie and we want a bunch of people to watch it. It was like, no, we really want you to watch it. We want it to sit with you. We want it to be in the same, what's the word I'm looking for? Friday the 13th, like in that same thing. You're watching these, you're binging these.
Canon.
You're watching these with the originals. You're like, you know what? I'm just going to watch every single one of them, including the Vengeance films, including Rosebloods and so on and so forth. Like, I'm going to watch these fan films because they're so good. They're so entertaining. I want other people to see them as well. So I'm going to watch those, and I'm still going to go back and watch the ones that would get me into watching these in the first place because, the originals, which we all know and love.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, just being fans, we want to see what we want to see, and so we have the opportunity to make it there and make it so and all that. So, trying to make sure that everything and the sets and all that it resemble the originals and have that same sort of feeling like you're back at Crystal Lake, wherever you're at. And I mean, the very first thing when Tom Matthews showed up, I was already on set filming, so I didn't get to greet him as he walked on, but they brought him to set in that church, and he walked in. The very first thing he said to me was, "Wow, your production design team is amazing. This is incredible. This looks so good." And I was like, "Thanks. That's just Naomi and I."
Just say it's just you guys. Yeah, it's just you two.
Went there on the 4th of July, and we created that, set that up, and all that. So, but it just it's all important, every little bit, because if you notice that it doesn't look right, that's bad. If you don't notice anything, that's great, because then you feel like you're in the experience.
That's very true.
And Jason's like humble too. So he did. If you look at the Mother's Shrine, like where everything is, I mean, that thing is spot on, dude. I know you don't see it that great, like at one shot, but he went in. He was Marcoing me and Sean like a FaceTime app, and like, what are you doing? He's like, I went to Home Depot, got some foam. I gotta do this thing. And then like within an hour or two of him, he made the whole fucking thing, and he painted it and had the candles on it and the mother's head and all kinds of shit like that. Just amazing.
Yeah, that was done really, really well. Again, this whole movie, again, was Worst Dan was saying, with the cinematography, just everything about it. Yeah,
that was Cody Newton, the director of photography. He came in, he had an idea. He wanted to shoot Jason with the blue light to make Jason look very metallic and like Terminator robot metal was something. But he did everything there. And then with Elias, everything is orange and fire. And so we had this duality all the way up to the end with the fighting and stuff. And so you could always tell with Harry Manfredini's themes for Elias or theme for Jason, which I just have to take a moment again and geek out that Harry fucking Manfredini wrote a Friday the 13th Jason theme for my Jason. And he said it was the first Jason theme he's written. So it's that with the church bells and all that. And it just blew me away. Like, anyway, but having that, I don't know. I just feel so blessed and lucky to have been working with all these amazing people.
I saw Harry at the camp, dude. He told me that I'm gonna do my rendition of him. He said to say hi. He's like, tell Jason I said hello. I said, okay, I'll tell him, dude. Right? Doesn't that sound like him? Yeah. He's a good dude. God. Jason and him like got drunk at like Seattle Crypticon or something one time, right? He told me the story.
There's a couple pictures of us. That's where that was the first time I met Amy Steele and Adrian King. And I was in the green room back there, hanging out with some people. And then all of a sudden I hear, "Hey, Jason, come here." And I look over and it's Adrian King. And I was like, "You know my name?" And she's like, "Of course I do. I follow you on social media." And I was like, "Oh my God." And so I walked over and she's like, "Hey, I want you to meet Harry." And, "Hey, Harry's Jason." And Harry's like, "I know who you are. And when are we going to work together?" I'm like, "Now, can we talk about that?" Yeah. And he's like, "Yeah." So we just sat there and at the table and just had some laughs and drinks and talked about how hot girls are, because he's a ladies' man, you know.
Bro, that's how me and him get along. Yeah.
And so anyway, we were having some drinks. I don't remember what it was, but then we cheersed and agreed to work together on the stuff. And someone was in there. We had a pro photographer taking pictures, and I had no idea. And then those surfaced, and so I was really grateful that the moment was captured.
That's awesome. That was one of the things that I hit on, that I was like, the sound choices. When you curate the right atmosphere with audio and build tension or give an emotion or shift an emotion, it just elevates so much more. And I was baffled by how much detail there is in this project.
It takes it to a whole new level, because there's times where you're watching movies and they'll throw music in at the right time, but the wrong music, and it just takes away from the whole damn
scene. Yeah.
I'm over here like, this felt like a Friday the 13th film. Like, everything went with it. The same audio cues as far as sound effects or the shifts in the music or the tones in the music that was used for certain characters. And then now you're going to sit here and tell me that literally pretty much the father of horror fucking music pretty much helped you out with this. It's fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's like the synthwave king over here. Like,
I think the culmination of it, Jason, you could jump on it too. I think the best part of the movie, where it was Jason looked the best, the lighting is the best, Cody did the best, and then
Mhm.
Brooks threw in the part 6 music is when Jason came out of the shack, the church, and the lightning was hitting like the lightning hit in 6, and it was going from sack Jason to part 6 Jason and back and forth. If you look at Tommy, his clothes change during that same time. He goes back from 6 to normal. That happening and him walking and the flashes of the light and how they did that, and then Jason adding that part 6 when they were standing off from each other, bro. That was like that's like the best thing our team is. It's really them, but I mean, as a team, all of us together, all these years, have ever done. And I was like, holy shit,
And putting
that
CJ
is so
Graham,
good.
Putting CJ Graham back in his original Jason costume to fight Tom Matthews, Tommy Jarvis, in his original Tommy Jarvis costume, and having that PTSD flashback, and just, I mean, there's like, you know, part of me that was like, man, I really would love to be facing off with Tom Matthews right now, and doing this. But as a fan, it's way cooler to see CJ and Tom Matthews do that. And so we were all just geeking out and having them stand together. I remember like standing outside that church while we're rehearsing and practicing, getting lighting set up, and we're just looking at each other like, oh my God, we are watching history right now.
Yeah.
Like, this is the first time in 30 years. This is what people want to see. And we're here in person. It was just an amazing feeling. Just incredible. And then watching the cinematography, and then Cody getting into that 1980s framing and the lighting to really get that vibe. That's the team all come together and firing on all cylinders.
I'm smiling so hard because it is so hard for people to be in the moment of what they're doing in their crafts and appreciate certain things like that until months and months later, after the editing process, until the reshoots, until it's done and it's out. And then you got the response of it. And then you sit back and you reflect. And that might be a year or two later. It's like, fuck. You know, but for you to be able to acknowledge that while you're still doing it and it still come out great, and not have it sway you and have it be lesser because you feel like, holy shit, we're doing it, or we did it, or it just means so much as another creator, man.
Oh yeah, you can't help but feel it because you're getting slapped in the face with nostalgia. Like you're sitting there, like busy as fuck, and you're looking around like, okay, what do we got? We got this going, got the lighting, we got whatever, and then all of a sudden you stop and look and see these two in the lights, and you're like, oh. This is what we're doing. Like,
and it's real.
Yeah.
Shit's real.
Wake me up.
Yep.
Back to Cody as the DP. You know the scene where the truck dries up and hits Jason. Jason here, sack Jason. He goes rolling. Did you know that truck isn't even on, let alone moving? And Cody's like, remember, Jason said, I'm like, aren't you going to run the truck? They're like, no, I got it. I'm like, what do you mean? And the way Cody takes the camera and runs by the side of the car and flips it and swings it, and you think that truck is moving. You think Jason really gets hit by that truck, and he doesn't, even though he broke his ribs. But
well, that was a different time. That was a different
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that was the thing, is like, he on the right cue, I had to like throw myself on the thing and then fall back,
roll,
and then run and jump and tumble a bunch of times, but with a broken rib.
And Kelly, man, and Kelly behind scenes. My God, what's Kelly's character's name? I always forget it, Jason.
Angelica.
Yeah. I always mix them up. So Angelica, like, you see her, she's like the nicest, sweetest little girl, right? And she's in there, we're like, okay, you got to get ready. Or Jason's like, you got to get ready for the truck or whatever. She's like, starts going to ape shit in the truck and going, right? And we're like, holy shit, she's totally getting into this. Even her stabbing, that stabbing scene, I'm sure Jason has it behind the scene. It's her on a bench with a bowl of blood, and she's just hitting the bowl and blood's coming back up. She was going ape shit on that thing.
Yeah,
she was crazy.
And I told her, because I wanted that in part 1 when she runs and jumps on me and starts stabbing. I wanted that aggressive, like just pounding and stuff. And it got cut down to like 2 stabs. And I'm like, well, we had our mask was all stabbed up and cut up and everything. It just didn't, I don't know, but I wanted it. So I'm like, I'm going to fucking do it in this movie. And I told her, and on that one too, when she stabbed me, she broke the knife on my chest, but still I wanted her to go harder. So I told her on this one, like, don't hold back. This is the only time I wore pads, was because of the truck, hitting thing. And I was prepared to get hit by a truck. So I had my safety gear on, and I was like, I still have it on right now. Just feel that stab. This is like a rubber stunt knife with the plastic handle. Just go for it. And don't hold back. I want you to take out all your aggression. Just go. And she's like, all right. And she did. She came running at me, tackled me, straddled me, and just started wailing on me. And that's where I broke the other rib.
Bro.
I dislocated my rib because she she kind of got on the side and came at an angle and got right under the plate and then popped my ribs so that at the cartilage it just kind of popped in. But yeah, and then we put her on the bench for the other angle.
When he said she straddled him, dude, when you watch it, like when I'm there behind the scenes, bro, she clam stamped him, bro. She just jumped with her legs wide open in the air and just bang, hit him with that and jumped on top of him with ape shit. She was crazy in that. I loved it.
Yeah.
That was love it. I was like, miss, you know, because I'm attracted to crazy girls. So I was like, I kind of like this, you know?
Yeah. No, it was great. I mean, she is a very talented, athletic, gorgeous woman. And I mean, good day to be Jason.
Yeah.
Hey man, you gotta commit every scene. You gotta commit.
Yes,
That's
do.
awesome.
To really sell it, you do. And another thing which I didn't bring up, which I am going to bring up, is the emotion that everyone shows on their faces. I love it because it's one thing when you try to look scared or sad or whatever the scene is. If you're not selling it with your facial expressions, it hurts. It can hurt or help a scene if you're not doing it with especially for something that's emotional. And you guys did great with that. The cast did great with that. As far as like looking scared when they need to look scared, looking tough when you need to look tough, and so on and so forth.
Oh,
I appreciate stuff like that. I know some people may think it's little things. I'm like, oh, that's a huge scene. I'd rather you fuck up on your line than fuck up with your facial expression because I wouldn't know about that. But I know what your face looks like. I know what your body language is when I'm watching the movie. But I wouldn't know that you messed up on that line until I hear about it. And, you know, in a conversation like this, and then it's like, oh, wow, that's awesome. They messed up on that line. They kept it in the movie. Here's the behind the scenes line, whatever. But that right there is really, really important because, again, it can make or break a scene.
Thank you. And I mean, these guys can tell you, I've said it many times. I love body language. And so when I'm directing and watching the performance, it's for me, 90% about body language. If you're looking stiff and rigid or whatever, it doesn't work no matter how well you deliver the line. But yeah. And Kelly, with her performance, you feel everything she's feeling. If she's scared, you're feeling scared. If she's sad, you feel sad. And I mean, there's a couple of moments in there, like in the boathouse.
Ooh, when Richie dies and you know have that reaction shot. I went in to go splatter the blood on her face, and I hadn't been in there for the first part of the scene. And I came in and saw her like hyperventilating and crying, and I was like, "Are you okay? Like, do I need to get someone?" I thought she was having a real life panic attack. She was like, "No, I'm fine. I'm just prepping for the scene."
Wow, that's awesome.
Christ.
And then at the end, when Jason's about to kill her, like slam her down with that.
Oh, and Sanaya
telling your sister and Sanaya,
Yeah,
I love you.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was awesome. And back to that point too, Jason. Remember when the cops were there, and she first showed up with her sister there, and the main cop there is messing with her, and she goes, ugh! She made that weird little stew. That was great. I love that. You know, it's not in the script, and then she just did it like that. Yeah, and also kudos to Jason too. I think he's really, really good at this. He gets it doesn't get brought up. I don't say he doesn't get credit for it. Him writing comedy into these is phenomenal. And my favorite line is with the stoners and the cops like, "We're not here for you and your shitty weed." And he goes, "Hey man, we ain't got no shitty weed." Oh, dude, I love it. Yeah, and it does those ebb and flows. Like he writes it in really good.
I like the roller coaster. I like to bring you up and have you laugh to fuck you up and make you sad or make you scared or something.
He doesn't care that you're calling his family degenerates, but if you call him he has shitty weed, he has a problem with you.
Yeah.
I
mean, there is certain things you're like, well, they are degenerates, and this is not shitty weed.
Yeah.
Right. You gotta have your pride, right?
That was good.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh man, they aren't degenerates. Still some good weed, so I'm gonna defend this first.
It's like you don't know, he might have some street cred to represent. You know what I mean? He might have the best in town. You can't be slandering his shit. You know what I mean? Like, we don't do that around here. No shittiness here. Nope.
I do have two quick ads to play.
All right.
It's only like 10.
Upstate, a celebration of games and the people who make them, is coming to New York's Tech Valley region. Visit oneupstate.com for more information.
And one more. This one's a little longer.
Hey, what's up? Peter Anthony here from Peter Anthony Productions.
Oh,
the wrong screen shape.
Oh, you're gonna play the fucking cameo?
But it's wide. It's
you gotta make it 16 by 9. Yeah, it doesn't fit.
I know what to do. Hang on.
Oh, that would have been so
Sturdy.
great, dude. That's great.
Wait, or it's not. I won't let me switch it to that thing. I'll get it out there for you
Like,
guys.
Yeah, no problem.
But I gotta entertain for a second. Let me get my balls. I gotta juggle.
that was a cool surprise though to see that.
I was about to pull it. I got another idea. I got one
I
more.
shot it long way, so it might
Yeah.
not go. Yeah, because Cameo doesn't let you do the 16:9. It only lets you do the up and down.
Oh, so when you send it, so it sends.
Yeah, it's 4:3 or whatever it is. It doesn't let you do 16:9.
Okay.
I stood up and clapped for this fucking thing when Sturdy
You did.
asked me what my rating was. I'm not sure if you were. I
did.
can't remember if I did it again when you were here or not. I'm just being
Yeah.
lazy at this moment, but I'm telling you,
The
this
movie.
is a swan song for any type of filmmaker or creator that just go for it. You know what I mean? And pay attention to your passion, stick to your fucking vision, and just go have fun and be true to it. This is dope. Telling you, man. Telling you, you can see it. It comes through. That's the thing that gets me. That's what makes me so hyped about it. It comes through.
Yeah, and you need Jason can tell you too. You need great people around you.
Oh,
Because no matter how great Jason is, he's not the same without Sean. Sean's not the same without Cody, so on and so forth. And we've been blessed with like our core crew to just have amazing people who care.
But to also make sure he gets his flowers, we also need to understand that this doesn't happen without him there as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So the same way everybody else is needed and involved, he's definitely needed as well. So take one cog out of the machine, the whole shit crumbles, right?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And
Guys,
Jason was. Oh, hold on. Here we
I
go.
found the way to do it.
Look at that man beast right there.
I can't believe we're doing this.
Hey, we're going to the club tonight.
Yeah, I got the pimp shirt on.
I
Bro.
got the.
I'm
Got
too
the
sexy
ground
for
beef
the
coming
shirt.
out the chest.
Let me know if you guys.
Yeah.
Let me know if you guys can hear the sound when I hit.
I've been lifting.
Hey, what's up? Peter Anthony here from Peter Anthony Productions.
hear that?
The time has come where I have jumped onto Cameo. It's been a while. People have been asking. I've been getting requests, and it's about time to do it. Now that I've jumped in 100% with the movie business, I figure let's try it out. Well, what do you get when you do a cameo with Peter Anthony? You can do anything. We can do gender reveals. Is it going to be a boy or a girl? Let me see here. It's a boy. Congratulations, it's a boy. That's right. We do a gender reveal for you. Breakups. I can send a message to your significant other, either good or bad. Hey, man, I heard about you and your girl. Yeah, someone just told me that you and your girl split up and stuff. I just wanted to say, fucking awesome, bro. You don't need her anyways, bro. Forget about her. I just got a hit up from this girl right here, Jen. Yeah, Jenny says she's from the block and everything. Don't worry about the new one, bro. We got some good pastures ahead of us. I would love to do a happy birthday video for anyone from young kids to older kids. Just tell me what to say, and I'll say it. Hey, Autumn, it's Peter Anthony, director, writer, producer. I just wanted to reach out and say happy
Aaron, this
birthday.
is that part
happy
two.
19th birthday. Yo, Bobby, man. I just want to say happy birthday. Happy birthday. I heard it's your 21st birthday. Awesome, yeah. Have a good time. Shout out from Peter Anthony. I'm in like prison right now. They got me for some bullshit again. But I'm gonna break out real soon. We got this hole. We're digging this hole right here. I'm gonna see you soon. I'm gonna see you soon. I gotta go. Happy birthday, bro. Happy birthday. Whatever you write, I'll say it. Hey, Karen, you stupid fucking twat bitch. Cocksucking motherfucking bitch slut. I never liked you anyways. Yeah. Marriages. I can give you congratulations on marriages, or I can give you, holy shit, you need to run. Anne-Marie, there's still time to get out while you can. We'll have fun doing this. Thanks so much for supporting me. Peter Anthony on Cameo. See you soon.
I'll actually run that out for you on my show.
Oh, dude, I sent that to Brooks before I went live with it.
That was fucking hilarious.
Oh, man. Dude, that's 20 minutes. That's just me running room to room, changing outfits.
Yeah, when I first seen that earlier, I watched it earlier. I was like, "Oh my god, this shit is funny." And that message, I was like, "Yo, you have to send me that so I can play it tonight."
I forgot that you asked for it. That's right. Oh, that was great.
I just didn't know it was gonna play like that in the video thing. If I had known that, what I would have did was downloaded it and dropped it in the video and just not stretched the video out, but made the video look. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, the blurry thing in the background.
Yeah, just throw something random in the background of it, just so.
Yeah.
But still, that shit was fucking.
That orange I'm wearing is the prisoner orange from Vengeance 1 and 2. That's the outfit.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. That shit. Shit.
Oh, man. Hopefully I get more cameos from that now. Just from you playing
You have next movie you make, you have to have that as like a delete, not a delete, just like a bonus thing. That right there at the end, because especially people that don't know you how we do them. What the fuck is this?
Yeah. Well,
Join
Jason
my
knows.
Patreon. As part of the Patreon membership, you also get.
Jason knows I'm like that, so it's just been a while since I've like displayed it.
Oh yeah.
Your stamp on your films is promoting your cameo. You want me to do your cameo? You seen I'm in this movie? You seen I produced it?
I usually get little videos like that from Peter every once in a while, busting my balls about the girls I've been with or the things I do are being like too quiet and low energy with.
Oh yeah. I'll do him talking and I'll start drooling all over myself because I make fun of him that he's low energy, and then he'll do my cracked head version when I hit him up. You did it. I think you did it in one of the interviews. We didn't put it in behind the scenes for Rosebud, but I'm going to do it in like the one I'm making now. Where, ooh, I got an idea, like that thing with the monkey thing. Yeah.
The gorilla breathing.
Yeah.
That's the one you get excited about an idea and you hit me up.
That's it. He's not even exaggerating. Like that's really it. Yeah. It's funny. So I'll tell you a story. At the end of Vengeance 2, like me and Jason kind of wrote Vengeance 2 in the beginning, but then he scrapped a lot of it. But some of those ideas are still in the movie. But we were trying to come up with an ending, me, him, and Sean. And I must have came up with how many, Jason? 10 or 15 endings at the end. And he kept saying no. And then I'd be like, fuck you, dude. Fine. And I'd hang up and I'd come back. Oh, how about this? And I'd shoot another one in and go over it. And he'd be like, he never used any of them.
No, you're like, no, dude, I swear to God, it has to be like a 2-story guillotine that's cut both their heads off. That's the only option. There's no other way. I've thought about every single fucking option here. There is nothing else. That's the only way. I'm like, no, I don't like the guillotine idea. It's like, no, that's the only thing. And
also, you know what it was, Aaron? What it was is Elias. The ending was different than what Jason ended up going with. Anyways, they were supposed to fight inside and be different, and I was gonna have them fall on the table, and the gravestone that Tommy was making for them was gonna be up, like hoisted up, because it makes sense in a barn with a rope, right? And when they hit the table, the stone was gonna come down and decapitate. Was it Elias or Jason? Both of them. And then when it hit, it was going to crack and land just like the crack was in 6. And it was going to say, here lies Elias and Jason split with the tombstone while their heads were missing. And I was like, that's the fucking best idea ever. And he's like, fuck you, it sucks. I'm like, whatever.
And then we did our ending with Tommy Jarvis.
No, your ending was we didn't have that though. we didn't have Tommy at that point. So you got to give some credit. Yeah. But that ending destroys anything ever.
That see that right there would make a hilarious thing for, again, extra things in DVDs and Blu-rays. Where you just even if you guys just write a skit of you throwing him crazy idea and you don't use any of them. And then on top to top it off, like say that the way that you show it to Peter is show just him watching the end of the movie. You're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Storm off, man.
Dude, Jason, I found the one with the mother's hand. Aaron, I'll send it to you, bro. You'll piss yourself. So at the end, I always end with some kind of weird sexual reference because I'm an idiot. So I was telling him, I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm like, and then the mother's hand is going to come from behind over the top. And I go, what do you think about that? And I send the message like that. Am I lying, Jason?
Not at all.
That's exactly it, dude. And then he'll laugh, which is hard to get him to laugh. So he'll laugh a little bit. He's like, I kind of like that idea. So
how long have you two worked together and known each other in this aspect or whatnot?
5 years? 6
okay.
years? How long?
Yeah, about 5. It was since we were making the first Vengeance.
Yeah.
What the hell got you guys linked?
Well, we like we were talking about last time, we were working on the Mythos short, and then we didn't get the funding. We didn't have the crowd. We didn't have anything like that. And then we knew that there was this other film, Voorhees, that was being made. And there was this weird kind of competition going on that, people kept pitting us against each other. And I was like, I'm not in competition with anyone but myself, right? I don't care what they're making. I don't care what he's making. I just want to make our movie. Like, fuck everyone else. I don't care. And then, but we kept seeing Voorhees, the best and better and whatever, and Kane Hodder and, whatever. And then at some point we realized, oh, this is that big fucking Peter Anthony knucklehead who's putting all this stuff out there. And so at one point I was going through Facebook and I saw Peter post something about he's stepping away from Voorhees for some personal reasons or something like that. And then, and I could tell it hit him hard because he's a big fan and And so he seemed a little down. He's like, yeah, I'm stepping away, and it means a lot. And it's like, because Friday the 13th means so much, it means a lot that I'm stepping away too. And I could tell that like it hurt. So I just sat there with it for a while, and I was like, oh, I don't know. He's really good at the marketing thing. He's getting people hyped up. We need an audience. So I went to our director and our producers, and I was like, hey, we got this guy, Peter Anthony. And like, no. And I was like, yeah, but listen, no, he's not on board anymore, but he's really good at marketing. He's good at getting people hyped up. He's good at, bringing people in. And we know he's a liability. We know he's like,
a liability.
He posts some questionable shit on his Facebook sometimes, all that stuff. And so I was like, all right, let's take a vote. And everyone's like, yeah, let's do it. I was like, okay, take a vote. Because if this shit goes sideways, I don't want it to be on me. And they're like, all right. So everyone said, yeah, let's do it.
Did anybody vote no? Anybody vote no?
I don't think so.
Good.
I don't think so.
Jason,
but yeah.
He came up with the idea. Say no.
Yeah. So we all said yes and brought Peter on. And I messaged him. I was like, hey, man, I'm really sorry. I know that you're a big fan and you're on this other film and whatever. But I know that means a lot to you and stuff. And I said, and we're, if you do want to be on a film still and still have that dream that you say you've lost, we welcome you in, and you can help us. And so that, and he said, yeah.
I have the message. I thought I deleted it, but I actually screenshotted it and saved it in my iCloud. And then I remember saying to you, Jason, I go, well, who's the marketing team? You're like, me and you. Remember?
Yeah.
You're like, me and you. I'm like, fuck it, let's go. And that's how it started.
That's all. Yeah. I love that.
And then Steve Dash was supposed to be in the prisoner scene, but his health was really bad. So when I called him to give him that part, he's like, I can't be outside in Seattle in March. It's freezing. So then Jason came up with that great idea to go there. So there was a spot open for the prisoner. They gave me the prisoner, and it just kind of went from there.
Well, your spot was going to go to Kane.
I'm sorry, Kane. That's right. And I had this. Ask Jason. I made this entire video for Kane, and I had like diagrams and drawings and all kinds of shit about how awesome it was going to be. But he won't do a non-SAG film, so that's what it was. Yeah.
And then I know Jules went and saw him too, and was like trying to get Steve in there. And I finally was like, well, why don't we just, if you can't come to us, we'll come to you. We'll go to Florida and film you there. Or if you're going to a convention, then maybe what we'll do is just meet you at the convention, film in a hotel room or something. And he's like, really, you'd fly out here? Like, it means that much to you that you'd come to me? Like, fuck yeah. You're Steve Dash. You're the,
exactly.
You're the Jason, the real Jason. So anyway, we did that. And
you flew out also, like within 6 months to CJ's and with 1 year for sure.
Within a few months. Yeah. It was
both their places.
Yeah. So
I'm glad I asked.
And then when he got to CJ marcoed me, and he's like, "What's up with this Mr. T starter kit? These tattoos on Brooks' arm over here, remember?"
Yeah,
he was messing with you.
Yeah, he likes to. He always likes to mess with me and talk about how his arms are bigger than mine, and I'll tell him how I'm, an inch or two taller than him.
Yeah.
So,
dude,
yeah,
Ruby posted a video of him from a year or two ago doing 405 for like 3. And he's like, what, 66 years old, 65 years old?
Yeah. He's a big man.
Yeah.
Dude, when we were shoving each other against the wall in that church, at the end when I'm slamming him against the wall and he's yelling at me, after we yelled cut, everyone come running inside the church saying, "Oh my God, the whole church is like shaking when you're slamming CJ against the wall."
Jeez.
Like they felt like it was going to come knocking over. We're going to come through that wall or something. It was like, it's like two bears wrestling inside there.
It's 500 pounds. Put them together. Yeah. No. And wow, CJ was hurt. CJ, I remember him telling you, Jason, he's like, I could do anything. I just can't bend over. His knee was so bad, he ended up getting his knee replaced.
Like weeks after.
Yeah. So he didn't want to miss it.
So cool. So cool.
Yeah.
It really is.
When's the next time you guys working on something?
Together, yeah.
Right now, we're working on a lot of shit.
I'm going to be in Seattle in 12 days with Jason.
All right, listen, guys.
Across the country.
I'm going to ask you guys a favor on the live. And, this could be a beneficial thing for all of us. When you guys are doing your new horror stuff, can you just come on here and come on for an interview? Let the world
know? Man.
I love doing this. And actually, I was talking about this earlier on the live. My Thursday shows, like after this whole Friday the 13th thing and the next thing I got going on, are going to be dedicated to like indie/fan films. So as long as I have enough conversation and stuff to review and talk about, that's what my Thursday show is going to be. And then my Tuesday show is going to be just how I do regular movie reviews and all that stuff. So I
Yeah.
want you guys to be a part of that
And
rotation.
if you can't tell, we're kind of fans.
And we've always got something to say, you know, whatever it is. We talk about shit all day long. We don't shut up.
Yeah.
And that's another thing I love, man. And this goes out. This is no disrespect, but listen, when you guys go onto podcasts and you're promoting your films and you're promoting your content, promote it, talk about it, be proud of it. You don't. It should be to the point where you're damn near taking over the episode and talking through the whole episode, so people know where the fuck to find you, what your face looks like, what your stuff looks like. That's why I ask you independent creators to come on here, so you can be heard and seen. I want that for you more than anything in this world.
I appreciate it.
So that's why I say that, and that's why I love when you guys come on here, you guys talk, and I love when you guys do the banter and the fun stuff, because then it's like, oh, like, these guys are fun people, and then people won't be scared to reach out to you to ask you guys questions about, hey, like, where can I buy Vengeance 1 and 2? Which that is a real question. Where can I buy Vengeance 1 and 2?
The Indiegogo campaign is still up in demand right now, so just search for Vengeance 2 Bloodlines and you'll see it.
Perfect.
Nice.
Perfect.
Real quick, Jason, see the picture of Aaron right there next to the water, the big one?
Yeah.
So that is the camp, and that's
Right.
the boathouse. And where
Right,
he
that's the
is,
boathouse.
if you go about 5 feet to his left, is the tree branch where the mother pulled it down and looked at the counselors when they were swimming.
Mhm.
Right
Oh,
where he
nice.
is there. Yeah, that's how many times I've been there. I recognize the rocks and everything.
That's awesome.
And
Yeah.
not too far over from the right is the boat.
Yeah, right around the bend. And right off his left shoulder, if you go 45 to the corner of the picture, that's where Ari Lyman came out of the water. And when you went there, when Ari was there, he was in the water with no shirt, right where it was, the number 6 boat.
Oh, nice.
You know, yeah, so awesome, dude.
Yep.
Oh, Ari's fun.
Now,
Ari's a
now,
fun
by
guy.
any chance, might you guys happen to be, Nightmare on Elm Street fans?
Yeah.
Would you guys want to do something?
Again,
Like
this
that.
is Sarah.
'Cause
Jason kind of did. Jason
A couple
did,
of
we
us
did.
would like to see this.
Have you seen Nightmare on Elm Street Up All Night?
I have
No.
not. I'm gonna go.
Go watch
About
that
to.
one. That was we made that one.
But I'm
That's
telling you
it.
right now, we are going to review it because I am putting
Yeah.
together a fan film wheel for Thursday nights. Again, once all this stuff is over with, and it's funny you mentioned Nightmare on Elm Street, Worst Damn, and Jason, because that was like one of the ones I was looking up on YouTube, and I was like, oh, there's quite a few of these that I gotta throw on the wheel. And it's perfect on YouTube because then it makes it easy for everybody to watch it that wants to review it, or just watch and be in the comments and all that fun stuff. So
Yeah, that one.
And
So the
beyond.
people who made Vengeance 1, they're the ones who made Nightmare on Elm Street Up All Night. And then Matt Shaw, he's this very famous writer from the UK who's got this sick, fucked up, twisted mind who does really weird, nasty shit and
Books.
like in his books.
Yeah.
People love him. But he wrote that one. And then Jeremy Brown, who directed Vengeance 1, directed this one. And I play Freddy in a couple scenes, like for the special effects and all that.
Mhm.
And then I make an appearance as Louis in the beginning
Louis.
in a bar, and then also I make a little appearance at the end. There's 2 versions out there. There's the original, and then there's the director's cut. The director's cut, after it was out, the director, he wanted to remove a bunch of scenes, so that one's a little bit shorter, more concise. But I think the more fun one is the original.
I didn't even know he made a director's cut.
Yeah,
that's the one we
So,
want to see. That's
you know all the appearances that
No,
happen.
you,
at the
you want to
end.
see the non-director's cut. That one's
Yeah.
the longer, better one. Believe it or not.
whatever one's the right one.
We'll
Whatever
give it to you.
one's the
I'll
right
send it to you.
You can
I'll
I'll
watch
send
them
it.
both. Fuck it, yeah.
And I'm supposed to be in the film. I think I backed it like
You are.
$20, but I
You are.
couldn't be in it. But so they took a picture of me, and right outside the women's bathroom it says "Beware." This guy's a sexual offender. I'm just sitting there all stupid in a picture. You'll see it.
But we made that one. Mick Strawn. Mick Strawn is a production designer, an artistic director for Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and 4 and Blade and Leatherface, Boogie, like the original Fantastic Four, all that, Mortal Kombat. And he being working on Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and 4, he came and helped us do this one. And so he was our production designer there, and he helped us create some of these dream sequence things. That's where I learned a lot of my effects and set design, production design stuff was from him. So he's kind of my mentor. And but he had me do all the special effects on that one.
Well,
So
we're gonna have to watch that one, and we're gonna have to
It's-
get a little conversation going, Jason.
Oh,
It's
Yeah.
short though. What
Well, we
is
will.
it, Jason? 30 minutes?
that's 20 to 30 minutes.
That's
something-
fine. That
those are
works.
short.
That's fine. That's fine.
Good acting in it though. It's
Conversation.
good acting.
Yeah.
A great conversation out of it.
I think it's safe to say you guys are a trusted pair for a lot of these sacred things that we
I wouldn't say we're
worry.
trust.
I don't know. You've earned mine. You've earned mine.
Thank you, man.
No, I appreciate that. I'm just playing with you.
Thank you.
I will say this though too, guys. Horror and non-horror. Let us know what you guys have out there that we can get to, that we can watch. Send it to us, because we have a non-horror show called Popcorn and Pints where we review non-horror movies. And we do want to do indie stuff on there. Horror is just, well, you guys know horror is my baby. This is sturdy. So, but I mean, we want to show love across the whole indie community. It's not going to be just horror. Like over on Popcorn and Pints, any other genre.
And I got mine called the Midnight Matinee, so we're always looking to expand as far as the scope of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Jason, your robot movie is going to fall into that.
Oh yeah, we got the Robot Metal Kingdom. That one is a fun one.
Him 3 Geeks podcast. So even if you did non-horror, you got 3 shows with non-horror, just with us, between us 3. And then with horror, I mean, you still have 3 shows between us 3, I believe. Actually,
I do anything.
So yeah. So again,
beautiful.
Hit us up. We love doing this. We love connecting. We love we do podcasts, so we need to create content somehow. So you're helping us in a big way too. I'm not gonna lie. Seriously though, it's just the indie community. I feel like we need to stick together because
I agree.
Shit. Push each other and all that other stuff.
Before you guys had logged off the other day, I was literally in the middle of saying that I think the tides are finally turning, and it's gonna be your guys' time and our time because of the direction everything has been going and is continuing to go. So it's only a matter of time. This writer strike right now shows even more evident to that, right? Everything's changing. The whole landscape is changing. A creator is going to be what's kind of the next thing. You know what I mean? It's not going to be just about the actors and actresses that are the big names that are getting all the notoriety. We're going to be looking at the people behind the camera a lot more now.
Yeah, good point. Jason's got his little dog, Choppy, right there. That was in Vengeance too.
Hey!
Yeah.
Great acting.
Yeah, he grunts a lot like a pig, so all these noises.
I like it.
Oh, he decided to bring his own noise too. Look at that. That's dedication right there.
Hey, many burritos.
He's
a husky little boy.
We got him fixed, and he just decided to sit on his ass all day and gain weight.
And Jason, what does he eat? Avocados and pickles? What was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was no. What'd you say? It was.
I forgot what I said.
Pickles.
Kale or
pickled granola or something. I don't know.
He said he got it from the Spanish family, and I said, "Oh, he's gonna go from like beans and rice to eating fucking kale and something now, whatever the hell." And we were laughing.
I wish my diet was that good. Kale and.
Hey, Jason, Naomi, 25th. Are you guys shooting 259 on the 25th?
Yes.
Yes.
You need to put tattoos on me at some point on the 25th.
All right.
Well, we'll make it work.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Aaron, I'm going as this Cuban dude. He's got tattoos up his neck, on his hands, on his arms. I got blue eyes, got the beard, got the grills going for this part, and I need them to put the tattoos on me.
Are you still going to try to be left-handed?
Did I say that? I did say that. Fuck yeah, bro.
Oh, no, sorry. I'm sorry.
No, dude, I want to be different. You're right, left-handed.
Peter's coming in like, I'm going to get contacts, I'm going to get tattoos, I'm going to get all this.
I forgot what's left-handed.
I'm going to be fucking left-handed, so I'm a different character. And I'm like, no one's going to know you're left-handed or why that, like, just going to be a bad shot.
Hey, I'm going to know.
It's just going to be a bad shot.
I'll tell motherfuckers in interviews, hey, notice me left-handed there? I'll be like Kaiser Soze at the end when he's walking, remember? Yeah, man.
Oh, man.
Jesus. Just to add some twist to it.
I was like, really, of all the things, like, you got a lot of brilliant ideas, but then I'm going to be left-handed for no reason other than
I don't
this
even
character in
remember
my
that.
head is left-handed.
I was probably stoned or something. I don't even remember that.
Yeah. All right.
Yo, when you're high, you come up with some crazy ideas.
Oh,
what was that?
Oh. When you're high and you come up with them crazy ass ideas that you think are amazing, and you either forget them or your one friend reminds you, you're like, yo, what the hell was I talking about? What was I thinking?
Something tells me Jason's kind of learned to kind of let it ride and kind of let it go and hope that when time passes, it just gets forgotten about.
Oh, he like 90% of the shit I say, he does that. Yeah, for real.
Okay, we'll see what he says next time, and if it's saying again, do you remember that time I was telling you I got to record on Marco Polo? I delete everything in the fucking world. I delete every text message. I delete every message ever. Except I don't have except for these fucked up videos where I'm taunting you, busting your balls. I got all those.
Yeah, and I misremember things. Like, all right, so tell me if I'm wrong on this. Didn't I come up with the term bloodlines?
No.
See, I fucking think I was just thinking before. I'm like, I could have sworn I said bloodlines because it's Jarvis and it's Voorhees bloodlines. That's the name. But I knew if I brought it up to him, he said, no, that wasn't you.
No, I had that name for forever. I knew that's what it was going to be.
Damn fucking
I came up with Roseblood too.
No, you didn't come up with Roseblood.
Well, that's it, guys. We got to re-question him all over again. We don't know
how'd you
what
know Roseblood? I said the new blood is Rose.
Start the interview
No,
over.
that was my thing. Remember how you were talking about, because you were, you had something else, and I was like, but dude, it's like Rose and New Blood. You call it Roseblood, you're like, go through your Marco Polo, but it's in there.
Dude.
I'll have to go back.
I don't know, dude. He smokes a lot of that green. I'm more on the uppers. I don't know, dude. You guys remember Choppy in the movie?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man.
Yeah. Can you remove that?
If you're gonna let yourself think that fast, you gotta at least remember which ones you land on.
We always forget. I don't forget. We talk
That's
so
why
much.
Rick think is so slow. Nope. Yep.
Yeah.
We go back
know
and
that
forth
one
with
was
ideas.
ours.
Yeah.
We go back and forth with ideas so much. Like we'll have a seed, and I'll go say something, and Peter will enhance that, which will make me think of something, and I say, this, which enhances that, and then go back and forth. So we're really a good team.
Yeah, it's
forget
a
who started
process. You guys are open to ideas. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Would you guys be open to doing a paranormal type of film?
No.
Ooh.
I'm just kidding. No, absolutely, 100%.
I would love to see that. I would love to see.
I'm not a paranormal guy. I mean, I like watching, but I don't know if I'd ever make one.
More slasher.
I would.
I just don't believe in it so much. So even though I love Conjuring, I love all that. So I don't know.
No, I would do it because I'd want to do something different, and try to see if I can make something fun, or I don't know, see if I can do something different that's been done.
Yeah,
and we're trying to add some of that to 259. We're trying to come up with some ideas for that too. So
nice,
more of a demon possession movie, but.
For some reason, the movie Interstellar popped in my head, but if you twist that into a horror movie where in those in-between dimensions, there's so many things that are like coming at him that you're not used to encountering in our realm or whatnot, you know what I mean? Like that just seems like to me a good play on things, because you can play with still having light in some spots, having super dark, getting creative with the creatures. Go ahead, write it down. Let's go. Let it run. You guys are the capable ones. I just got a camera. Like,
yeah.
Go.
I can see how you do it. So, like when they were in that fifth dimension, like pushing the books and shit, you could like be part of another murder, that you're a weapon or something. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
We do. Yeah. We have for 259. There is that spot because 259, 3:00 being the witching hour. The idea behind it is that there is a space and time for demons to travel, and then when it gets passed between people through touch and everything. So there is this what we call infinite darkness space that they traverse in and have some experiences in.
Yep. I'm watching that.
That is a lot like what you're talking about. So
yeah, I'm watching that. Let me know. I'm watching that.
Watching it. We're gonna review it on here and probably other shows.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait to see more of your guys' work, because you guys do some dope stuff. You guys do some really dope stuff, and I can tell you guys have a passion for it. I can tell you guys really have, because you're doing it, for one. Like, you're doing it.
Oh, yeah.
They got like 15 projects they're doing right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Wow.
We have a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That is.
We got like 7 bodies in the other room right now that we're building.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So before we start I got to ask this question then. So for anybody who could be like us at this moment in time where we're feeling that vibration, we're feeling that inspiration, and we feel like we got to get moving, what would be your, I guess, maybe like first 3 steps to point people in the right direction to actually get their foot into this world and into this door?
You can go first, Jason.
All right. I'd say find local filmmakers, get on Facebook, get on whatever, and start networking, and get on a set and lug some coffee around, do anything, just offer to help to be a PA, and work your butt off. And then just be there, be present, and be available. Be a good person. Don't be a dick. Don't be better than anyone. Don't have an ego. There's room for everyone. And so I think that getting out there, and making friends and connections, someone's going to want to hear your idea, and someone's going to want to make that. Someone is a really good filmmaker. They got a camera, they got lights, they got all the equipment, they got a team. They can't write for shit, and they're waiting for that person with that direction and that vision. Some people out there can write, but they don't have that person with the fucking camera. So they need someone, to help them. And then the cameraman doesn't know lighting. So it's just, you got to find those people who work together, to be a part of that and get in that network. And then you can start evolving from there. And I think that's just the biggest thing is be a good person and network.
Now we know that money rules the world, and it's important to any facet of anything you want to try to do. That can always be a limiting factor, but we always got to start out with either nothing or bare minimum as much as we have, or we can resource from friends, family, or renting, whatever you can figure out to make it work to get your shit done. But what do you say then to somebody who's like always saying that to themselves and repeating that, I can't do it because I need money. I can't do it because I need this. I can't do it because I need that.
I'd say change your mindset and say, I can do it when I get this. If you keep saying I can't, you're just telling yourself you can't, right? So manifest that shit and make it happen, and then find it. And then if you have an idea, get out in your backyard with your iPhone and go make your video, and just keep practicing and doing it until you get it. And I mean, if we said we can't get CJ for Elias, I guess we won't try. We can't get Steve Dash because he's in Florida. I guess we won't try. If I listened to the director the first time when I said, hey, I'm interested in auditioning for Jason for this role, and he told me, oh no, we're only hiring local. Okay, I guess I can't. I went back and I gave him a video anyway, and I said, well, here's what I am, here's what I can do, here's my size, here's my movements, and I got the role. And if you keep telling yourself you can't, you can't. So, and there's gonna be plenty of people who tell you in your life, your friends, your family, haters, they're gonna tell you can't. Fuck them, show them you can't. And then let them, show them why they need to believe in you. So
I'm the same as him. I do it kind of backwards. Jason will say I'm like a reverse engineer guy. I'll just say for me, it's so what's my strength? Passion, right? So I write the script and then or get part of the script or the idea, and then I just sell it to everybody else who's better than me. So Jason and Sean and Cody and so on and so forth. But I mean, so worst damn, I'm a Jason fan. I'm nowhere. I'm part of Voorhees. I leave Voorhees. Jason hits me up at Mad Monster. Hey, and this is kudos to Jason. They tried to make it. They couldn't do it. Jason found somebody he thought could make the money, so he went and got him, right? So in this case, it's me. So then with me, I'm just a prisoner on vengeance, right? I'm like a nobody. I'm not part of their script or whatever. And then everyone's like, you're not a writer. You're not a director. You're not anything. And that's what everybody said. And I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going to do it. And then I did it, showed it to Jason. He liked it. Went to this guy, this person, went to Laura, went to Terry. It literally started out of like an idea sitting here in this chair. But you have to have the vision and the passion. Do something every day towards it. Write something one day. Go after somebody else. And the other thing too is you could ask, like we have like Brent and people on stage. When you have this passion and vision, you'll get people to do it for free. You'll get a lot of people to do stuff for free or for a low price just to help you out. I mean, we wouldn't be here if people didn't do that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah.
Sean's, I mean, we can't ever repay Sean. It's impossible. He's our producer. Yeah.
That's all awesome. And that's one of the things, like, even with my young nephew, it always drives me crazy when somebody says they can't do something, because I had to learn the hard way all the time. Every time I can't do this, I can't do this. If I just fucking kept doing it long enough, I would get so good that the people that it made it look easy would be like, how the fuck are you this good at this point? You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's never a notion of you can't. It's just that you haven't tried it enough times. You haven't failed enough or got it right enough to know the difference between good and bad, so that you can make your judgment calls and do it and get your job done and complete it. You're always going to be limited by something at some point, but you can always find a workaround. That doesn't mean you can't do it. You can figure it out one way or another and get the same thing.
Go look up a thing called the 100-hour rule. It's something I looked at. So if you spend 100 hours a year, 16 minutes a day towards your goal, that's more than 95% of other people do. So
Crazy
that's what
to
I'm
think,
saying.
right?
So write one day. Go look at FX one day. Go talk to somebody about this one day. If you constantly do that, it'll start to come together. And all
People
those
don't.
little holes, you're like, how could I do that?
Yep.
You start talking to people. Like you call me, call Jason. How did you do this? How would you do that? And people just help you, and you'll figure it out.
People don't realize how quickly some of those small incremental times compound and lead you towards your
Yep.
10,000 hour of mastery. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Your
They're so
mind opens.
distracted by they're so distracted by just the roadblock they hit, or okay, so shift a little bit, take a break, go try something different, change your scenery for a second, go for a walk, come back, reset, try it again with another lens. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Me and Jason must have, no joke, had 1,000 ideas that we haven't used. So you can look at it like 98% of the time we're failing, but it led to the ones that worked.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I love it. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, hell yeah. Greatly appreciate it. Both of these films, both of you guys coming on. All three of you coming on for this episode and for the first episode. And we'd love to have you guys on again. And I'm serious when I say when you guys get your movies out, when you guys need promo and all that stuff, hit us up because we love doing stuff. Like it's another reason why I started doing these podcasts. It wasn't only just to review movies, but to connect with other horror fans. And then when I learned about indie films, I'm like, I definitely want to connect with the indie scene and help any way I can, even if it's not always financially. I can't always get it. I can't always get it. I do try my best, but just having you guys come on, it means the world to me. And then, it helps somewhat. I hope for you guys to get some movies out there. Even if it's just 2 more people out there, it helps in a way, and it goes in the conversation. Word spreads, and it's so definitely hit us up. Hit us up first, shit. Because when I say I'll have you guys on, Peter knows I'll have you guys on. There's no bullshit about it. It's, hey, look, can you come on this day? Let's go.
Yeah.
So for anybody else out there in the independent world or whatnot, in fan filmmaking, if you're a creator or whatnot, would you guys recommend us as a safe place, as a place to come and be embraced and display your creativity and your craft?
Yeah, man, look at you. You're a super fan. You're super excited. You were jumping up, you're giving a standing ovation. You're smiling ear to ear. You're super energy, high energy. You're my kind of guy, bro.
Real recognizes real, homie.
Yeah.
That's definitely a Latin connection right there.
Yeah. Make you some rice and beans, son.
Hell yeah, I just had some gandules.
Yeah.
So my uncle boiled yesterday.
Yeah.
Nah, but it's a great time. I appreciate you guys for sure. I'm so happy that Sturdy allows me in on stuff like this, because these are opportunities that I never take for granted, and I make sure, and I'm not just mental noting. As soon as I'm done, the notepad is right here next to me, and I'm making sure I get these down, because tomorrow's a new day, and I can always refer back to the shit that I can't get done right now. I can apply it tomorrow. So.
And ask us anything you have a question on. Ask us, because I mean,
appreciate that.
Because you're just gonna get better. Like me asking Jason effects, or when you're not good at something, just ask somebody you think is better. I think.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I do want to ask you guys really quick. I try to ask everyone, what was your favorite kill in Vengeance 2?
Do I get to answer that too?
Yeah.
They go first.
I love the campfire kill. I love that.
Which one?
And when you're laying the top over the fire, the campfire. Yeah. That was just like, I was like, oh shit. And I love the one that was it was on screen but off screen, because you seen the blood splatter on your mask. The axe throat kill.
Oh yeah.
The blood splatter on the mask and the blood dripping, and then the lighting of that was just fucking perfect. I was
that was the first kill of Wyatt.
Oh my god. I don't think I've ever seen a better shot with the lighting and everything in one scene with the blood drip. That was fucking perfect. Kudos to whoever did. Kudos to everybody, because everybody had a part of that. Kudos to everybody who worked on that, because that was fucking phenomenal.
It's crazy as I'm over here like thinking about it. I'm blinking literally from the traffic jam and the rock stars on the bus and all that.
Yeah.
I'm blinking and I'm seeing different kills and they're coming to me, but still one of the ones that sticks out the most to me is with the fucking scythe, swiping her in half after he hangs her up a little bit, and then you got the way you guys stood on the body, sitting on the floor a little bit, and you hear her the gurgle a bit, like that helps that stick in my mind. But there's so many quick instances as I'm blinking. I see the neck snap, I see the stab through, I see him going after the girls in the car, then I see him walking off.
Stop listing them. Stop goddamn listing them.
I can't.
Jesus Christ. All right, mine. Well, I got 2. One, secondly, is Danny, because we did a thing called the Golden Ticket, where when you bought a Vengeance 1 Blu-ray, I went online and found the old golden ticket from Willy Wonka, and we changed it to say like Vengeance or whatever. So whoever opened that one won a spot in Vengeance 2. that Jason gave away, and Sean paid for them to fly out. So seeing her die, and she's such a great person. You could ask these guys. I met her at a convention once. That was great. But number one is right before that or right after that, the dude with the chainsaw, and he goes to put his head down. He gets his hand in the way, and he takes his fingers off, and then he takes his face off, and he pulls it back. It's kind of reminiscent to the liquid nitrogen. That to me, that was a great shot.
You say that, and I think Texas Chainsaw Massacre because his face gets cut off.
Yeah, that too. But
And
the
I'm
way
like,
Jason grabbed him, kind of like Kane grabbed the girl.
And smashed
Yeah,
him. So you got Jason X and that. There was and
Jason,
again,
you never knew that, Jason, right?
What?
I never told you that was my favorite.
No, you never told me that was your favorite.
Yeah, it seemed like I always like people suffering, and he was suffering for sure.
Oh shit!
Yeah. I mean, that whole sequence. That's where, for me, the boathouse on the movie just like goes, and or even the roadblock, but from the boathouse. But when it gets to, I wait for that cabin scene when Jason breaks that door down, stabs and pulls that implant out of the girl's boob, and then stabs with the arrow into the door, and then smashing the face in the glass table, the chainsaw, like one after another with that music. That's just one of my favorite scenes.
And the way the camera's moving is excellent too in that shot, because you figure you're confined, you'd have these stiff shots, but you don't.
It's just man.
I do have one more question for you guys, and it's how do your family and friends are they fans of these films? Like, honestly, fans of these films? How do they take them? And if they are horror fans, and if they're not horror fans, do they still watch them?
So my mom, I mean, all the friends and family, everyone's watching it and supporting and liking. My mom was the one who called me up once when we were making the first Vengeance, and she's like, "So I just watched the very first Friday the 13th because we hadn't finished filming yet," and she's like, "I'm just wondering why you'd want to do this. It's just a bunch of sex and murder." I'm like, "Right, this is just," and so I was trying to explain, the whole idea about horror movies, and then I had her out on set for a few days, and she came out and she watched like on the first Vengeance, and with the pickaxe when I slammed the girl down and I'm smashing her head over and over again, blood spraying up everywhere. I smashed a watermelon with the pickaxe. And so we filled the watermelon with some blood and hair and everything. I'm scooping the hair out and just trying to make it look all gnarly. And then I got done with that scene. My mom was like, "That was so cool. I didn't realize it was a watermelon." Now she looks at movies differently, and she's like, "How did they do that? And how did they do that?" And she has a different appreciation for it. Yep. And it still says I probably shouldn't have eaten before watching Vengeance 2, but it was still really good, and you did a great job. But it's awesome. Yeah, she's supporting it 100%, and
that's awesome.
So my mom got me into horror. So when I was young, me and my mom, she used to make me watch all these crazy, a lot of who did it stuff. Like we used to watch Murder, She Wrote, and my mom was so good at figuring out the end 5 minutes in. She's like, "So and so did it with This Is Why." And I'm like, "What? How do you know that?" And I kind of got that from her as I got older. So she always got me into scary movies. I would go see scary movies with her, but she wasn't like a crazy horror person like we were. But then, like Jason could tell you, when we had the premiere, man, they were so proud of me. It was such a great feeling. So you'll see it in behind the scenes too. Like they were just so happy that I did something that I loved growing up as. So they worked like 90 hours a week, 2 jobs their whole lives. So they never really had the time that we have now. So, but to see them proud of me doing what I did was great. So they're like behind me. My dad is now a producer on Laugh, my new film. So I just signed a contract with him. Yeah.
That's nice. That's
awesome. I said, "Dad, I'm gonna make you a Thomas William Dorsey logo, and you're gonna be a producer." He's like, "Oh, that's great. Where do I sign?" I'm like, "Oh, right here." Yeah, give me the money. Give me the money.
we were signing stuff at the Connecticut Horror Con, and Peter's dad was there. And the dude is like so full of life. He's like hilarious, walking around. He's like picking up chicks and costume people, and all these people are taking pictures with him because they think he's someone famous because of his regime. Yeah. It was crazy.
We were like, "Dude, we
need
some."
Get it from.
My energy awesome. From him. We were like, "Oh, we need some page protectors. Remember, Jason? We need this." "Oh yeah, aisle 3, Joey." My dad just got there an hour before. Yeah, Joey's got him down there at aisle 3, whatever. And he's making our photographer follow him while he goes around the con and take pictures of people in outfits. He's just like a real lovable, high energy guy.
I love how you say he just took over. Look,
he took over. He just took over.
I said hired you and he's paid you, but you're coming with me.
He took Caban around and took pictures everywhere. I got back and Caban had like 50 photos from my dad.
He had the chocolate in his back pocket just in case you said something. Like, okay, don't let me get it.
Yeah. And he's 79. He has, right, Jason, he has more energy than most guys that are 40 years old.
More energy than me.
Yeah. yeah.
Drooling right here with my
Yeah.
tail.
Yeah. Well, I make fun because Jason, I'm like, bro, we got this thing. We landed Lar, we landed Terry, we landed everyone. Sean's building a house. Everything's fucking great. That's fucking awesome, bro. I'm so excited.
No, that's really cool, man.
That's how he'll be. Just low energy.
Shooting these sequences have such physical toll.
Oh man, Moose Tracks ice cream and no, I went to the gym for like 15, 17 years for a while, and I was trying to get all big and everything, and I just a lot of weightlifting. But then once I started making these films, it started slowing down, and I just didn't have time. And I haven't been in the gym in like 3 years. It's
V1. You had that home kit you were messing with a little bit, right?
No, I got the home kit now. I bought it for Roseblood, and I started trying to get back in shape for Roseblood because playing Kane. So I was working on that a little bit, but I never got back to the right size because then someone had me building some props for Roseblood and doing some stuff.
Plus, we're old. We don't get as big as we used to get.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I get fat, but that's about it.
So yeah, I mean that's it. It just really got lucky that I worked 17 years before that and kind of built my way up a little bit. So.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah.
Listen,
Awesome.
people, if you haven't seen this movie yet,
It's
right on YouTube. There's no excuses. There's no excuses.
Great.
Vengeance
Got to
2.
sign in. Got to prove you're 18 though, because
Go right in. And
violence and nudity.
Yep. But seriously, go check that out. All their links are in the description. Make sure you check that out. Check out Worst Damn Gamer. Check out 3 Geeks. Check out Horror Research 30. Check out more indie stuff, guys. Check out a lot more indie stuff, especially now with the times, the way that shit's going on, the way it's going on. Show some more love to indie. But we're going to get on out of here.
Because remember, the next indie great might just be you.
Yeah.
Go give it a shot.
Give it a shot, people. Peace. I'll see you
Thank
next
you
time.
so much, guys.